So we've talked many times on this channel about the housing market in this country and what is propping it up. We know that existing home sales have come to a complete standstill. Sellers are pulling their homes off the market. Buyers are canceling escrows. They're backing out. Deals are not closing. Mortgage rates are too high. Prices are too high. But the kind of the pillar that's been keeping up the housing market from an outright total collapse has been the new home builders. Okay. Well, out of Market Watch today, this is changing rapidly. And, I've discussed previously that the thing that new home builders can offer that, let's say, existing home sellers cannot is incentives, right? They can continue to reduce the price. They can throw in tile flooring, and pool and bathroom upgrades, all those kind of things that existing home sellers, private sellers, do not have the luxury to do to a certain extent. So Market Watch today, home builders boost sales incentives to 5-year high as they struggle to sell newly built homes. 2/3 of builders are offering sales incentives to lure home buyers. And here's the thing, confidence among home builders ticked down in August as home buying demand remains weak. And builders are throwing more sales incentives at buyers to boost sales. Builder sentiment in the market fell in August. From the month before, sentiment was glum as builders face weak demand as well as challenges associated with developing land and buildings. The National Association of Home Builders Monthly Confidence Index fell in August to 32. The industry group said a year ago it stood at 39. Builder sentiment now has been in negative territory, it says, for the last 16 months in a row. Okay, in a row, according to the NAHB. So we have high mortgage rates and home prices that are keeping buyers away from the market. So listen to this part. The pace of home sales also remains depressed as many buyers can't afford to enter the market. The 30-year fixed rate mortgage right now is 6.58% as of August 14th, according to Freddie Mac, and the median price of a new home is $401,800. So, it says on top of demand side weakness, builders are also grappling with supply side headwinds, frustrations with regulatory policies connected to developing and building of homes. Here's a big thing that I went and I pulled off of NAHB directly, and they also complemented the same story from Market Watch today. And what they say is, in further signs of a soft housing market, the latest HMI survey also revealed that 37% of builders reported cutting prices in August. That's down from 38% in July. But listen, it says this share has remained at 37 or 38% for the past 3 months. Meanwhile, the average price reduction was 5% in August, meaning new home builders are slashing prices by 5% just in August. Listen to this. It says the same as it's been every month since last November. Okay, the way I read that is they're cutting 5% per month, and they've been doing that since last November. So let's say a new home builder has a house sitting on the market for 90 days. Does that mean that they've cut their price 15%? They're sitting on the market for 120 days. Does that mean they've cut the price 20%? Plus, they're throwing in incentives, closing costs, they're buying down the rates. If that's the way, if I read it accurately, that's insane. The use of sales incentives was up 66% in August, and that's up from 62% in July, and the highest percentage in the post-COVID period. This is derived from a monthly survey that the NAHB has been conducting for more than 40 years. NAHB/Wells Fargo HMI gauges builder perceptions of current single-family home sales and sales expectations, it says, for the next 6 months as good, fair, or poor. Okay, those are the three categories. The survey also asked builders to rate traffic of prospective buyers as high to very high. Scores for each component are then used to calculate, and anything above 50 indicates that more builders view conditions as good than poor. It says the gauge of current sales conditions fell to 35. So we are far below the 50 where we would be deemed positive or good. Okay, so when this starts happening, folks, and we start having that was why the thumbnail today I said, when they give up or they throw in the towel, it's basically over. When you no longer have the new home builders, okay, the developers stimulating sales, doing everything they can to move units off the market and to buyers, right? And when you no longer have buyers even availing themselves, or maybe they're not able to avail themselves of price cuts, of mortgage buy down of the mortgage rates, of giving points, throwing in tile or upgraded flooring or kitchens or bathrooms. When this truly hits that wall, it looks to me from this information month after month after month, and the new home builders wave the white flag. From my perspective as a layperson, it is nearing the end. And we all know the housing market's been sluggish, but it hasn't been, from my perspective, an outright collapse. Okay, like you saw, with the mortgage crisis back in '08, and what happened in the years, or '06, '07, and what happened in the years following. But look, if these builders can't move these homes, what do? They start slashing prices to the point where they're inside their profit margin, okay, whatever that might be. They will simply just give up, okay. And I've seen, I represented clients, home builders back in, the great financial crisis that simply walked away from developments. They were multi-millionaires. They were building, hundreds of rooftops. They had lines out the door for people wanting to pre-buy the stuff, pre-sales, and it all literally came to an end. Okay, and I'm not saying that this crisis will be tipped off for the same reason, but it's a pillar in the economy that's also coming, I think, to a head very, very quickly. So I thought it was important to share this information with you today. And as always, I appreciate you guys watching the videos. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. And I always invite your comments and your thoughts. We just got to Kauai here for about 10 days, one of the Hawaiian Islands. I got a beautiful backdrop, so I'll be doing some videos from here for the next week and a half or so. With that being said, I will talk to all of you soon.